feel like the only thing that I've seen recently or lately is just the fact that people have been cooking Jack Harlow.
Yeah, for sure.
We talk about that too.
That's all I've been really seeing.
For trying to tell us he was blacker since he started doing R&B music.
But you seen he did the Hot 97 interview and they couldn't name like Thank You Beverly and Maze.
Crazy.
Brandy.
Crazy.
It was like 4 songs that he couldn't recognize that are like
That's y'all
dead
fault.
prayers.
I be trying to tell people all that cookout invitation y'all be doing. Inviting everybody to the cookout. That's what you get. Inviting everybody. They get famous off our back. They come to our little cookout. Y'all let them come. They bring their little music. Y'all dance. Y'all give somebody some hype just because they can do a little shoulder shake a little bit. Make you dance. They get famous. Then they get back to their roots. Then we all sitting here wondering what the hell happened to Jack Harlow?
Well, he didn't get back to his roots. I mean, well, he ain't pull a what's my man's name?
Post Malone.
He ain't pull a Post Malone.
Yeah.
But he did what it might be even more egregious. He was like, let me hop on the grill.
The grill? What you mean?
He just used a cookout analogy. He done came to the cookout. He done got comfortable. He's like, let me help you out with them ribs.
Nah, go.
Let me help you out with them ribs.
Go sit down, bro.
Hey, bro, I got you on that. You need some help with the burgers and dogs, bro.
Go sit down, bro.
I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Go sit down, bro.
And then everybody was like, this does not taste.
Saying you think you got blacker because you're doing R&B is crazy.
I don't think he's saying he got. I think that's also being taken a little bit out of context.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Hold on.
I understand.
Go ahead and open this up.
We starting?
Yeah, we recording.
Hey, man, what's going on? You know what it is. Back for another edition of Melly D's podcast where we have honest conversations that every man needs but rarely gets to have. It's your boy Melly Mel, a.k.a. Meek Mel, a.k.a. your favorite truth teller, a.k.a. if you don't want to know,
don't ask me. It's your boy T-Dive Roy, your neighborhood hope dealer. If you need some hope, I got something you can borrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow.
What up, world? It's Dave. Dave has wings. I'm back in here. I'm doing my thing. Keep your mind elevated. Keep your feet on the ground. Subscribe to the pod. We're going to keep polishing that crown.
Hey.
What it do?
What's good?
Hey, we back, man.
So back to what you were saying. I agree with you. I think it was one of those things is like in a situation you're just talking and you
poorly worded.
You poorly word something.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he would, I think he was trying to say, and I don't want to read too much into it, you know what I'm saying? But I think what he's trying to say is like, I'm getting deeper into the culture that I appreciate.
But that also, based off of the recent revelation, would be inaccurate.
What's the recent revelation?
Because just saying, like with him doing the Hot 97 interview and not being able to identify these key points in music means you ain't done your homework. So now you're just chasing the sound, but you don't know the origins of that sound.
But you know, even the young, and I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but even the young bucks who are in this era, as far as like music wise, hip hop, R&B and stuff, like they can't name the old folks.
I think
homeboy, I forgot who said. No, it was
Lil Yachty.
It was Mello. Mello said I don't rock with no Nas. Remember when
gotta rock with him, but you know it.
He said I'm not listening to no Nas. Like people,
LaMelo Ball or Carmelo Anthony.
Mello Ball.
It wasn't definitely not Carmelo Anthony.
And it was I know, right?
Mello is Carmelo.
Right.
LaMelo is LaMelo.
And here's the thing.
That's a generational
Nas is closer to this generation than Frankie Beverly is. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So if you don't rock with Nas, how am I supposed to even know that you know someone even further back than him? Because Frankie Beverly 70 90s. I'm 70 80s.
But okay, hold on, because we blurring a lot of lines right now. First of
all, let me just say this. I'm not trying to give Jack Harlow a pass. I'm just trying to say there's more to it.
A couple things. Go for it. Go, Mel.
I was just gonna say I always feel like we giving someone a pass if we start bringing up other people, how other people also don't do a thing. It's like we are trying to give them a pass. Like, oh, he don't know, but they don't know either. So then we can't be hard on Jack because they don't know. If you would have asked some black kids,
it's okay for the young ones.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Me being a black person and not knowing about black history and not knowing about that and being in our genre, in our space, is totally different than a white person entering a black space and knowing nothing about the space and trying to operate in it.
I give you that.
That's not the same thing.
Yeah, 100%.
So I do think a lot of them are not going to know the same things that he did. So it's, I mean, to your point, yes, but it's different. It's just different.
Yeah,
it is different.
When you're profiting off of a culture and you're said to be, you know what I'm saying, you're not from that culture and you're profiting off of it, you need to be on top of it.
Yeah. But saying you don't rock with Nas, like saying I don't listen to Nas, he knew who Nas was to be able to say I don't listen to Nas.
Exactly.
not knowing who Brandy is crazy.
And you're supposed to be making
And you
neo
do
soul
Now, that's
music.
crazy. That is crazy.
Music, and now you're doing R&B.
That is crazy.
Exactly.
He put on a Music Soul Child hat and said he was blacker.
No, I thought that was AI.
I don't know if it is or not.
Okay, I was
I'm
say.
being facetious. I'm just.
I seen they did a whole string of covers. It was like a Music Soul Child cover, a common B cover, and they had changed the names of the albums and all that. I saw it on Threads.
I mean, that
joint
was a crazy thing to
They
say,
did
though.
like 5 or 6. No, it was wild. It was
and
wildly
they could have
worded.
cleaned that up. They could have cleaned that up. They didn't have to leave that in there.
Oh, they knew what they was doing.
For real. You learn that as he doing stuff like this, like pod and stuff. Like we say a lot of stuff, and then after the fact, we might be like, we need to edit that
We
out.
need to take that out.
We
And
need to take that
it never
out.
gets edited out, but
Sometimes it do.
Oh.
Sometimes Troy be looking
Hey,
up.
you be surprised. There's a lot of stuff that get cut out.
I can't tell because you set me up.
He do be setting me
Yeah.
up.
How I set you up? What I do? What did I do? Tell me about it.
Hey, bro, he set me up with the Clay
Dave
Thompson
was
joint.
the bid. Everybody made Dave the
Oh,
bid.
oh,
on the
oh.
Clay
He
Thompson
set me
joint.
up with the Clay
Dave
Thompson
was
joint.
No, 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 no.
Clay
Okay,
Thompson
okay.
joint, bro. That joint shifted quick. That
Bruh.
joint went from. That joint went from a comical conversation about dudes finding somebody they love who may be considered alternative to what society thinks,
Right.
to Dave being made to bid about being corny. That joint was crazy. That joint shifted
Now, hold
fast,
on
bro.
now. On the podcast, you said, I'll stand 10 toes down that he is corny.
No, he said,
No, I said I'll stand 10 toes
and
down
said
that I'm cooler than
him.
Clay,
Oh,
than Clay
okay,
Thompson.
okay,
And
gotcha.
that, with that being the clip, Facebook had a whole bunch of different things to say, but it's just
I honestly, and Melvin knows this. Here's the thing. The clips don't go through just one filter now. They go through 2 filters. So I create them. That's one filter. Second filter.
Yeah.
So if it go through 2 filters and it make the platform, it ain't just me.
See what he just did?
right. He said,
I just want to let that be known.
He said, you see that bus coming? We both gonna lay up
He
under
said
this
it go
joint.
through
right?
2 filters. He said go through 2 filters, but he's making it first. And
That's
then
the
sending
first
it to me.
filter, yeah.
So then, if you take your time to make it, sometimes I feel like we need to run it because you took your time to make it.
It's all good, man.
Well, I mean, there have been some times where we've been like, hey, we don't need to run this one.
Yeah, and that's not my. I really be wanting to run them, but I be trying to save other
Like
people.
even the one about family.
Yeah, I be trying to save other people.
Like we didn't run the ones about family because we was like, hey,
yeah, because I don't want nobody calling me.
yeah.
Not because I don't want to run it. I'm trying to protect people or my own peace. I say.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah, which pisses me off, but that's another conversation for another day.
So we back.
Yeah,
Yes.
we back, man.
Long time no see.
Real long time.
That's our bad.
That's my bad.
That's not what we wanted to
Is
do.
your bad?
Well, a little bit. I hurt my back, and so because I hurt my back, we was slow on certain things. Like we couldn't even do virtual because I was in the bed.
We could have did virtual.
Nah,
we would have
not the way- not the way
clowned
I
you the
was-
whole
bro,
time.
when I said that I was in the bed, I'm not saying I was in the bed relaxing. Like I was in the bed. Like I had to lay flat in the bed for like 4 days.
You couldn't even sit up in the joint like this?
No, I won't sitting. I wasn't sitting up. Like there were times throughout the day where I was sitting up, but I couldn't even really sit like I'm sitting right now. Like even this is progress from a couple weeks ago. I could not sit straight up. I had to, for the most part, stay laying down.
Mid back or lower back?
Lower back, right side. Like there's I don't know the name of the muscle. I can't tell you what it is. I'm gonna say it wrong. But on both sides of all of our lower back, there's a large muscle that helps stabilize us, like keeps us up. And if you strain that muscle, sitting down, sitting up, leaning forward, everything is a struggle. It's an issue for you. And so I was in the gym. I was doing the squat machine. Remember I told you I don't do free weight squats no more. So I was doing the squat machine, got through all the sets. And on that very last rep, I just felt pull in my joint.
twinge.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
then I just got off the machine or whatever. So I stopped working out, but I sat in the sauna for like 15 minutes after that. And so when I left for the first 2 days, I was straight. My back won't bother me, nothing like that. Then out of nowhere, that joint just caught up to me. Couldn't move, couldn't really stand up. Sharita thought I was joking at first. She thought I was being goofy. And then I was like, yo, I'm gonna try to go lay down. I tried to go lay down, and even getting to the bed was a struggle. And then I laid down on my back and I couldn't even roll over. I laid down and I tried to get up to go do something, and I didn't even have the strength to lean forward. So I was just in the bed. I had to roll out the joint.
That is crazy.
Couldn't put my own socks on for 3 days. Sharita was helping me get dressed. I was tripping, bro. So I had to med up. There was really nothing that I could do. Stretch, go through the process, ice, heat, meds, pills, all that type of stuff. But I was down for 4 or 5 days, legit. Then I slowly started being able to move around and walk. Couldn't work from my desk. Had to sit on the couch to do work. I was pretty much at 45 degrees for like all of last week. I ain't been to the gym in like 2 weeks.
Dang.
Got to rest up. You stretching though?
Yeah, I've been stretching, doing the stuff that they gave me, just try to like work it out or whatever. So I'm just, bro, you don't realize the stuff you take for granted till you can't do it no more.
Yeah.
Like,
Head to knees.
That's
Bro,
real.
like, you know what I'm saying? You know
I
what I'm
bet
saying,
you doing
bro?
that head
I'm
to
like,
knees
bro,
now.
When I couldn't put on my own socks,
Yeah.
and I didn't even know it was gonna be that bad. Sharita had already went to work. It took me 30 minutes to get dressed, and I literally had to lay on the ground and lay on my side to try to get my socks to my hands or whatever, or my hands to my feet. I was like, bro, don't worry about it. I ain't doing nothing tomorrow. I was like, I ain't doing nothing tomorrow.
I ain't gonna hold you, man. It was from 2022 to 2024. My back hurt for 2 years, bro. Sciatic nerve. I think it was sciatic nerve. From my leg all the way to my back. I just learned to walk hunched over.
For real?
Yeah. And then eventually, I don't know, one day I was like, I'm fine. I can't explain it to you. Now, I did not go to the doctor. Okay. I will admit that. I did not do my proper due diligence. Normally I would, but I thought it was just like something that I get over with. And honestly, I wake up in the morning and as I warm up through the day, my back is fine. But as I slow down over the course of time, it was like I couldn't move more than 90 degrees.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, that's how life getting to me now. Just like, here you go. Take that. Hold that for me. Hold that for me real quick.
I may or may not be right back for that.
Hold that for me
I don't know
real
how
quick.
long you're going to have to hold on to this. I may or may not be.
Yeah,
back.
bro. So no, we back, man. It's been a minute. You know, we try to get in here. We try to keep up with everything, but life get to us sometimes. So we appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. I'm gonna try to make sure it don't happen again, bro.
Yeah, man. Few things we could talk about today. Current event stuff. First of all, we want to shout out to Kiki Shepard, co-host of Night at Showtime at the Apollo. I remember back in the day, her walking across the stage, you know, showing people on the stage and stuff like that. Like, so she's a black icon. Really, shout out to her, and also shout out to R.I.P. to Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah,
Chuck Norris passed yesterday.
Yeah,
my mom used to stay watching Walker Texas Rangers.
Walker Texas Ranger
on the regular. What I appreciate about him is that he's so legendary that people are still like flipping the narrative about what happened to him. Like when he turned 86, I think like a week and a half ago, they were like, Chuck Norris didn't turn 86. 86 turned Chuck Norris. And even when he passed, they was like, they said something along the lines of news update, Chuck Norris to do his own eulogy at his funeral. So it's like it's legendary. So like, how do you get to that legendary status that people appreciate you? He really ain't been in public eye for a minute. Last time I really truly remember him is in Dodgeball, the movie, and he was in a cut scene at the very end. Yeah, at the very end, they he was one of the judges. He gave a thumbs up, and Vince Vaughn's character said, "Thank you, Chuck Norris," and then it just went to the straight next one.
You know, I think that the stars of our time have more notoriety than recent stars, I would say. When I don't think that the stars that were born post our generation are gonna transcend as long as the ones that we grew up with. Because even now we're think about all the young actors besides Michael B. Jordan winning all these awards. Actually, shout out Michael B.
Yeah, shout out to the whole cast and crew of Sinners.
Let's get back. I want to talk about Michael B.
for
today.
sure.
All of that, but I'm just we got a lot of young black actors that are coming up. But when you think about, aside from Michael B. Jordan, like the stuff that they've done or the stuff that they're doing, when you still look at who they're competing with, when it comes to these awards, when it comes to these shows, when it comes to the conversations, when it comes to the red carpet, the stars of old are still very much, you know, very relevant, transcending the game. I think it's going to be very difficult for them, based on some of the types of work that they're doing, to be able to have their name carried for as long as like some of these other people. Like Sinners is going to be one of those classics that's talked about for a long time. But when you look at just some of the other, you know, and it's not because I love these shows. 30 years from now, are people going to be talking about Snowfall?
I think so.
Probably not.
I think so.
Probably not. I say probably not because it didn't even really grab the culture as a whole. When you talk about like, is this going to be something that they run replays on, run reruns on?
Bro, people compare Snowfall to The Wire,
but they wrong.
I wouldn't.
And I'm not hating on Snowfall because Snowfall is. I was trying to put everybody else on Snowfall. I've been on Snowfall since day one.
I don't know, man.
But I'm saying stuff like
Did
that.
y'all ever watch Breaking Bad?
Yes.
What's the comparison of Snowfall to Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad is like probably top 3 TV shows of all time. I wouldn't necessarily put Snowfall in a Breaking Bad category. I wouldn't.
No.
And to your point, like, and again, there's a cultural layer there, right? Like, there's some cultural nuance there. So that's why I'm saying, like, I would say The Wire and Breaking Bad are in the same category. Also, I would also include The Wire and Snowfall in the same category, but I wouldn't include Snowfall in Breaking Bad territory. Even though I think The Wire is, you know what I'm saying? Like,
there's The Wire in the same category because it's based on drug game, essentially the root of it.
And I think the early seasons were written. Well, they didn't have. Yeah, the early seasons I think were written in terms of modern context. I think the early seasons were written decently. I think they got a little crazy.
That crack epidemic started and all that.
Yeah, and I think it having that real layer, but it got kind of surreal-ish and had these other elements that got kind of added into it towards the end, which I think it ended really strong. I liked the ending of it. I think the middle endish, like middle towards the end, was like where it kind of got lost.
The reason why I say that some of those old shows and some of those other stars, like, we're not going to be talking about these shows because you have to look at the actors and actresses that are involved in those shows.
Yeah.
In those movies, in those plays. Like, when we think about something as simple as Fresh Prince or Martin, the amount of reruns that come from that just now, but even look at what all those actors and actresses did post that. Look at everything else that carried with them. Look at where they landed. Look at The Wire. A lot of people don't even realize most of the people that they're watching on TV now, all of them were in The Wire.
Yeah,
all of them were.
I point that out to La all the time. We watch someone. I'll be like, "Where's that person from?" She was like, "Oh, dang."
So what has this done, or what have you created that can carry you through other things? And I don't think that there's anything. We'll see over time. We'll see.
Damson was just in F1. F1 was at the Oscars too.
Damson is one person.
They about to give what's her name's been in a lot. The girl that played Wanda, she's been in a lot. And then also the guy who played Leon. They about to get a spinoff. I think they'll both. I think
that's 3 people.
I think time, and even then I got other thing too. Shout out to Vonnie. I got one of my young homies that was in one of the later seasons episodes of Snowfall. I think that there's more connected tissue. What I agree with your overall general point, but I think I'm taking it from a different angle because I think that it speaks to the power and the leverage that institutions and old systems had prior to what's happening now. I think part of the reason why I would say there may not be as much conversation about contemporary shows versus older shows is because there's more things being consumed.
And that's the point I was going to make.
There's a volume of content that didn't exist there were only certain time slots. There were only so many shows that were going to be able to be on when it came down to Martin and Fresh Prince, and you could only get it on cable. Now you have a plethora of options, all the way down from like the person who's doing a 2-minute series on TikTok that drops something every week, all the way through somebody who's streaming something that gets signed to a Netflix deal. On top of what's happening with the cable networks too. So I think for me, I think the context is there's just more of a volume of content, which means in terms of getting back to the original point of the stars, I feel like some of the stars of today or the people of today won't be as famous as those people like a Denzel or something like that because you can be here today and gone tomorrow. Because you can have a bunch of fame and visibility, you can have a bunch of followers, but if you stop posting, like the method is based off a machine that requires it to constantly be fed versus like the old system, it was like, yo, we got these things that are approved and we're just gonna keep shuffling this IP around.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I was gonna say. Back in the day, there was 3 or 4 TV shows. Stations.
It was
ABC,
a bunch of TV shows.
No, not. I meant to say stations. ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox. And if you want to throw PBS in there, because I was watching Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers and all them play, it was like those were the channels that you went to, and you're exactly right. It was a time and a place where you had to go watch that show, and if you didn't watch it, you were hurt. Yeah. Bro, if you showed up the next day after school and you didn't watch Martin the night before, and people are saying the jokes that he said, rent 'em spoons, and you didn't catch that joint, You don't know when you was gonna be able to be on
right
to be on that,
Yeah.
bro. There's a statistic out there. I'm not sure if y'all know this, but on the nights that the Cosby Show came on, that was a time in which crime in America went down. Like, that's how powerful those TV shows were back in the day. But now, like, as you mentioned, there's too much stuff to consume. So it's like, the reason why I don't watch some of the stuff is because it's on a platform I refuse to pay money for. I'm not getting on Paramount Plus because I ain't watched everything on Netflix. I ain't watched everything on HBO. I ain't watched everything on Hulu yet.
I'm telling you now, you're missing out.
They taking all those and putting those on the platform though.
Yeah.
Is what I'm so that's what I mean. Like, even though we have a plethora of things that we can watch now, there's a bunch of new shows, a bunch of new people are still gravitating to the old stuff.
Right.
How many people would rather go on one of these platforms and watch old reruns of Martin, old reruns of not even just black shows, Seinfeld, Friends, all those other things that came out in the 80s, 90s in our era. People have a plethora of things that they can watch, and they still gravitate to those things that we used to watch.
It depends on the type of TV watcher you are, though. I think, like, because honestly, we've been doing more kind of exploration, right? So, like, we just got hooked into like the Yellowstone universe. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's going on with Yellowstone. We binged all of Yellowstone. Watched a little bit of the prequel joints. We didn't watch both of the prequel joints, just one of them. And then now they got this new joint out, Marshall's, where they took one of the sons and gave him his own spinoff, and that's coming out every week. And we've been on top of that. So it's like, I think it just depends. I think part of it is that people go what they're comfortable with. You got also people just like so used to consuming, they cut stuff on. Yeah, just cut stuff on just to cut something on.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely not about to cut something on that's new. But it's like it's a lot of good TV shows out. Like even like Hijack with Idris Elba.
Nigga,
Shout out to The
I
Wire.
watch Silo.
Silo was lit.
Silo?
Yeah, Silo was lit.
I like Silo.
Apple TV has some,
need to hurry
has
up and
some joints
drop
up there.
that,
They do
season back.
Season 3, yeah. They
And I'm mad C not coming back on.
You so?
C. Did you watch C on Apple TV?
I didn't watch C.
It was about the community of blind people.
Oh, I'm gonna
You
have
ever
to check
seen
that out.
that
That sounds fire.
It's a TV show. The whole series is based on somehow the world ended up becoming blind. Something tried to happen that made everybody blind. And so because everyone started becoming blind, they started producing kids, and all of them were blind. So then it was pretty much just a blind society. So then there were a couple people who were abnormal who could see. But then if you could see, they would try to hunt people down who could see.
So that they could
that's
figure
crazy.
out they could get the sight.
Right, yeah. But to see if they could get the sight, but also because they felt they were a danger to blind people.
Oh.
So then if you could see, they would try to kill you or dispose of you because we can't have that. You know what I'm saying? We can't have you being able to see and the rest of us is blind. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
So the crazy thing is, actually, I ain't gonna spoil the show, but the show
Is it kind of dystopian? It got like a dystopian feel to it?
Yeah, a little bit. And Jason Momoa is one of the lead actors in that joint. So people will watch it just because he's in it. But we stumbled upon that joint, started watching it. At first I was like, man, this joint ain't gonna be like that.
We need to have a one episode full of just talking about TV shows that we watch.
Nah, we do.
Yeah, we
We do.
C is straight though. Go watch C and Paradise. I'll be watching Paradise.
Paradise is lit.
Paradise straight.
Shout out
bro.
Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah.
Black people doing their things in TV and film, boy.
So
You know what I'm saying?
We got Melvin for a little bit of time.
Okay.
We got it's two things I want to touch on. I do want to acknowledge Michael B. Jordan winning the Oscars. I do want to acknowledge that because of a couple things. One, why do we want to be recognized at the Oscars?
Mm-hmm.
That's a question. Like, why do we as Black people think that it's important for us to be recognized at the Oscars? And then two, is it be forever? You know, if I was coming up and you said I was corny when I was coming up, is it always going to be forever? If you haven't followed what happened was Michael B. Jordan was on the red carpet one time and he saw a reporter that he knew from high school, and she said she was like, hey, Michael B., we actually went to school together. He was like, I know, I was a corny dude, wasn't I? And he brought that up into her face. And she tried to proclaim that she never said that he was corny. It was taken out of context. But then a later clip came up and said that she was like, yeah, his name was Michael Jordan. He's not Michael Jordan, and he used to walk around with his headshot. That's kind of corny. So Michael B. Jordan growing up, is it still beef forever? After, even after I've blown up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you asked two questions. I'm gonna answer both of them real fast. You asked two questions. I'm gonna answer both of them real fast. As far as the Oscars go, I'm not gonna say for people where they should seek validation or acceptance or recognition. Let me not say validation or acceptance. I don't think they were seeking it. I think appreciation for your work, for what you've done, being able to be considered in the upper echelon. Also, in some ways, Oscars are kind of like Grammys. Even if you don't win a Grammy, if you become Grammy nominated, it can open doors for you with certain things. It could get you a higher rate when you go to apply.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Not necessarily having the Oscar is about, do I want to be accepted by white people, as much as it could be about, this adds something to my cachet, to my resume, for my rates, if I'm doing movies or if I'm doing productions or some of these other things that I may want to do, later. What that Oscar could do for you, that nomination could do for you. So I think it's more about that in that space than it is about I'm hoping to get accepted by whites in that space or something like that. So that's the lens that I would look at it. I've seen other actors say that they have more appreciation when they win awards in their black community than versus when they go to the Oscars, because they feel seen by their own people.
Yeah.
I've seen people mention that before, but I do think that the Oscars is more about positioning than it is about acceptance from that space. And as far as like be forever, for me, yeah. I mean, I ain't.
Well, we should know the person that wake up at 7 on every day. You know what I'm saying?
I'm at 7 every day when I wake up. Let me not say be forever. It might be forever, but I'm not gonna be beefing with you, if that makes sense. Like you might beef with me, but I'm not gonna wake up like I got beef with this person, blah blah blah. But I'm not gonna be. I probably would have done the same thing, because if you thought I was corny, because niggas hate being called corny. If you thought I was corny or lame or Bama or whatever you felt about me, and then now you have a little show or you got a little podcast or you're a little reporter, and now I'm somebody, and now you're trying to use that I'm somebody to get you a little moment, get you a little clip. That's when it's like, oh, I'm the corny kid.
Mm-hmm. Or even
that's what, you're not getting this interview.
Or even if she, I think he probably wouldn't have done it if she hadn't like positioned it as like, oh yeah, like I know you.
Yeah,
if she just would have did her job, he don't seem like the guy that would be super vindictive and be like, oh, I remember we went to school together.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he would have went down that rabbit hole, but she opened the door when she tried to like use it as like a thing to try and like, you know what I mean, add to her cachet or her platform or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that was probably it.
I mean, I rub that in people's face all the time. So I definitely would do it. I would pull up Michael B.
Remind me of that y'all seen that meme of like the dude, he like a nerd or whatever, and he walking down the hallway and he trying to talk to old girl, and she like no, and he comes back and she got like a bunch of babies or something like that. He's like, scram, you Jezebel or something like that. He got on like a suit with glasses. Like,
bruh,
it be tripping me out how we kind of.
I definitely do that. Whatever you said about me, keep it. Whatever you say about me, hold on to it, because it's gonna come back to you.
Yeah, my thing is, I'm gonna let my life tell what the story is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let you be the author of who I am or whatever the case may be. And if you thought I was this way back in the day, cool. Just watch me blow up your way over here. You feel me? Watch me blow up your way, and I'll let that be the tale. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna necessarily be evil towards you or something like that. But it was like, you see me over here shining. You see me?
Yeah.
Hey, that's why I don't block people.
You said that's why you don't block people?
Yeah.
So they can see these.
Absolutely. I don't block nobody on social media. I know people love to block people. Absolutely not. How the Lord gonna make a table for me in the presence of my enemies if I got you blocked?
That's a fact. And so,
you gotta see me. Okay,
that's the reason
I'm
why
not blocking nobody.
That's the reason why I'm so thankful that Facebook opened up the unfollow feature, because I still want you to see me. I just don't want to see you. I want you to see me. I don't want to see you. Watch me blow up your way. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that unfollow me. But yeah, you're exactly right. My page is open. Come see me. Come see what I got going on.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to hide.
I kind of want to take it back to the Oscars thing real quick, because it wasn't just Michael B. Ryan Coogler won an award.
Facts.
Yes.
Michael won an award. I believe Miles won one as well, who's a young guy who played Preacher Boy, and then their DP won an award too, which was super groundbreaking because she has accolades of being one of the like only DPs to shoot on that format, and probably the first female DP of color to shoot on that format that they shot in terms of IMAX and all that kind of stuff. So everything that they did was groundbreaking. I think, to answer your first question, a lot of it has to do with what Melvin talked about in terms of like, one, this is just the industry credential.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I want the industry credential so that I can continue to push forward within my industry and have all the leverage necessary when negotiating business wise and all that. The other thing was, I think that there's something to there being it checked so many boxes for things that people were talking about across like film and culture in general. So people want to see, is the industry going to actually acknowledge the work that was put in, or is it going to be genuinely biased towards this piece of work? Because the format that it was shot in, it was original content, the deal structure that was used to actually produce the movie, all that stuff was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
It was all stuff that had like, people don't like, I think people were starting to understand what's happening because, you know, Ryan shot that 10-minute video or 15-minute video where he literally broke down the IMAX format to people. But people don't understand that format and having access to that technology and having access to those screens and all those types of things, that is reserved for the upper echelon of filmmakers in general. Like, I don't think people understand
what made him do that anyway.
His love. That's what I'm saying. His love and passion for the art of film.
Yeah.
He was like, I want to work in this incredible format that like will allow me to add layers to the storytelling and also just provide a different experience. Like, you talking about like only Christopher Nolan, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's my man's name from Jurassic Park? I'm tripping off the director. Spielberg. These are the names that he is now in the category with for being able to execute at that level, on top of the amount of sales and all that stuff that this did. So it's like, are you going to ignore all of these accolades, selling at the box office, being put back into certain theaters, showing at, you know, where there's shooting in this format where you can only see it at 10 places, you know what I'm saying, across the country, and selling out all of those screenings? Like, are we going to ignore what this has done for the category? I think was another question that people were wanting to see. Like, is the industry going to acknowledge the things that it says that it wants? It wants innovation. It wants this. It wants that. So with you know, Ryan and the team pouring all of those things into this project and it being an original work and betting on themselves, you know, people wanted to see, is the industry going to live up to a standard, or is it just going to be like, are you going to make a caveat because it was led by a black team and a team that was mostly people of color? Like, that's, I think, another thing that people were kind of like wanting to see where the Oscars is going to land. And there's still some criticism because there are some people who are asking, like, how does he get best director but not get best picture?
Right. Before you get into the more criticism, let's let Mel up out of here.
Yeah, I was going to let him finish.
It's 41.
Yeah, I know. I'm leaving.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I'm on it. Hey, I'm out. Hey, y'all, they go. Look, I'm going to just say this real quick. Delroy Lindo got slighted.
Hockey.
Delroy Lindo got slighted. He should have got one. Ain't no if everyone else if they was handing them out the way they was handing them out.
I don't remember
who beat them.
I don't know. I honestly wasn't even really deep into the categories, and I can't remember. I want to know what I need to go back and look at the categories, to be honest, to see what award that Miles got, because I remember seeing like in an edit where his name was mentioned. But I think, yeah, I mean, Delroy definitely had an insane role in that joint too. For real,
yeah. So you talk about the criticism, right?
Yeah.
Going to Coogler, I just saw some stuff that even after he won, and this was big. Like, I didn't realize this. In order to get an Oscar, well, not in order to get an Oscar, but there is something called award season, and so like it's basically a campaign that you deserve said award. Right. So we saw, and I don't even know if you want to talk about this. So we saw them at the other award ceremonies, specifically the one that was in the UK.
Some of the BAFTAs.
Yeah, the BAFTAs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We saw them doing a circuit of awards here in the United States and things of that nature. Like, I didn't realize like they had to go through so much in order to like basically promote the movie. Well,
part of it is every industry has that their junket or circuit of awards.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not necessarily, I think, that they're promoting it as much as it is that, like, because even then with these awards in general, you have to apply. You know what I mean? A lot of times, and
you got to pay to apply.
Exactly, and
that's
you have
crazy.
to pay, and then you got to pay to actually get your trophy and stuff like that. Like, a lot of people don't know these different things. So every industry has their thing where you're applying for these awards, and it all falls back to kind of what Mel was talking about. Like I said, this is an industry credential that can allow for you to have more leverage, have exposure, all these different things. So I think that it's not necessarily of them promoting it as much as it is. Again, I know what we put out in the world.
Sure.
And I'm trying to put it on the biggest platform and pedestal as possible so that, one, the industry knows what's going on, but also, you know what I mean, I can have these credentials against my name so I can go on to do more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, as well. So I think that's like, I think it's less about promotion and more about, like, again, participating in your industry and being recognized in industry so that people know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And I think that would be the only kind of like caveat to the conversation or the dialogue around, like, well, how come we just don't make our own? Yeah. It's like those things are needed to continue to further business from an industry perspective, depending on what industry you're in.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping.
But I will say, my bad. I also want to say, I think what I will say is I did feel a lot more energy and appreciation around the NAACP Image Awards this year, which I don't think has been something that, like, just seeing their team there. I feel like there was as much energy and excitement from their team being there as there was for the Oscars. It's not more as there was for the Oscars.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously the BAFTAs had that incident that kind of has like an asterisk by it now and all that kind of stuff too.
Do you think that might have helped them though?
I mean, at that seat, I mean, keeping the headlines around. I mean, I get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
Is
all publicity is good publicity.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Did it get? Because the reason why I even mentioned that is because apparently there were some other things that happened at the BAFTAs.
Yeah.
That wasn't cut out. It was kept in.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a political statement that was made there about the Middle East, Israel, and Palestine. There were some other, I don't know what the other things was, but I heard that there were some other things that were potentially editable, weren't cut out. And then on top of that, I heard that there was enough delay that you could be able to cut that part out so that wasn't there.
Yeah.
So do you think that helped them?
It might have. I mean, again, just keeping it in a news cycle and all that kind of stuff. But it's even interesting too, like, I've loved the positioning of it. Like I was watching, I'll tap into NPR from time to time. I haven't now just because the political climate is kind of crazy. But I used to.
Why are you not into the political climate?
I can't rock with what's going on right now because it's just not a productive conversation.
Okay, maybe not the conversation, but even like the information.
No, like
you don't even want to know the information.
I'll get the highlights. The highlights are gonna come across timeline at some point. But like, I don't need in-depth coverage with all the information because it's just gonna piss me off. So you gotta protect your peace at a certain point.
That is so true.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful what you consume.
When we were doing a study and we were talking about how we are influenced so much, and you could be chilling the whole day. You get one piece of news, whether it be political or national or even within your
family, friends, whatever,
and it'll mess up your whole day. And the more that you digest that material, that's what you believe that's all reality is.
Yeah.
And I do believe this, man. I believe that there are a special group of people who are so engulfed of what is going on in the world that they then forget the reality that is right in front of them.
Yeah.
And they believe that everyone who is they believe that everyone that they see are basically Facebook people who are making these soapbox stances and things of that nature. And so then you treat those people in a way, you generalize them basically.
Yeah.
And you treat them like you don't even give them a chance. You know what I'm saying? And so I do feel you on that, man. I had a couple friends who just said, I'm not doing social media for the next 4 years because they want to love the people that they want to love. Because, the people that you love will put out some stuff like family members and stuff. They'll put out stuff that you're like, hey, I don't want to know you for that.
Yeah.
And it'll make them see people that they don't even know in a light that, like, I don't even know you type of thing.
Yeah. It's kind of like distilling down or stripping out people's humanity to a certain degree. It can happen. And you can kind of become very binary
Yeah.
in your outlook on life. But the reason I brought it up was because Delroy had an interview, or Mr. Lindo had an interview on this show called Fresh Air.
Mm-hmm.
And the reporter, she actually did a very nuanced and good job about, like, because he was like, I'm not talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, he was like trying not to talk about it. Like, he doesn't want to give any more energy to it. He was like, I made one statement, I think maybe even at the NAACP Image Awards, they were talking about like just how much it felt like home, how good it felt to be around your people, how good it felt to know that you don't have to worry about nothing like that, having just had that experience. And he was just like, I said what I said on that stage, and that's all I really have to say about it.
Yeah.
And she did a really good job of pulling some more information out of him, but that was just a really good interview. So I would suggest y'all check that out. It's about an hour, but it's Delroy Lindo on Fresh Air on NPR. And he kind of goes, she talks about his, his role in Sinners and all that kind of stuff, but his background more so as well. He's actually working on a memoir that comes out next year, which I think is going to be really, really dope. So, yeah, bro, I think that there's a lot to be said about just like awards and do we care and do we not, whatever. To get you a second question, though, because you asked a second question about beef.
Yeah.
Is it beef forever?
Is it beef forever?
I don't know, man. I feel like there's again, I think it's always contextual for me. Like I said, if you're trying to leverage it, if you're trying to use it for like a come up,
yeah,
then like you're opening the door for it to happen.
Sure.
I think I'm generally a little bit more like calmer in tone, so I don't think I would be like in the moment. It wouldn't be my first instinct to like dog somebody out or call somebody out.
Yeah.
But it would set off like a trigger in my mind to be like, okay, I need to make sure that I keep this person at a distance because of their disposition.
Yeah.
Especially if they haven't acknowledged it. I think that's another thing to be able to be like, and the crazy thing is she might have forgot about it. That's the other thing about stuff that happens to us.
I don't think you forget about stuff like that. It was like,
I mean, she might have forgot about, she was so caught off guard at the fact that he was like, oh, well, I was the corny dude, right? I feel like she might have forgotten that she might have, when it came out to her memory, she's going to double down. Now you got a platform, this, that, and a third. But I think, you know how it is in high school, bro. Like, I've never been the bully.
Yeah.
I don't know how bullies, if like, dang, I feel so bad now that I'm mature that I picked on that person in high school, right? Like, so I don't know if that's a thing or not. But I feel like there are so many instances where people will be like I can remember times in college where like me and my homies, we were just like, in conversation on the breezeway or in the caf, you just giving wild takes, talking like, you just, shooting the breeze, you playing around or whatever.
Right.
So I can imagine that there's a world where she called him corny or was a part of a conversation where he was brought up as corny or whatever, and it didn't necessarily stick with her, but it obviously stuck with him.
And that's one thing I want to say. I want to talk to all the bullies in the world. I want to talk to all the bullies in the world. What you think is funny and that you forget about after your day is over, the person that you bullied will forever remember that joint.
For sure.
And it will be a seed in their life that will either it'll be a weed that'll choke out life in them, or it'll be a planted seed that's like, I'm going to use this as motivation. And oftentimes I know for me, I would say in high school, I was a popular-ish kid. I think if you watch anime, of
course.
So you know that there's a S tier, a A tier, a B tier, and a C tier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as far as popularity go, I was like top of A. I was top of A, but I don't consider myself to be a S tier.
Right.
But that's cool though, because we know a lot of people in high school, you could be S tier cool in high school, but then as life progresses,
dang, homie. In high school you was the man, homie.
What happened to you, bro? Really? You know what I'm saying? And being an A tier, top A tier, there were some S tiers that kind of looked down on me a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And they tried to not necessarily, and here's the thing, I think for them, it was just like, this is regular life. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little quick jab, a little quick shot at Troy. But at the same time, it was like, hey, bro, I remember that. Let me tell you what else I remember. I remember them people that turned me down too back in the day.
I'm sure you do.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I shot my shot and you was like, nah. And I was like, okay. You hurt my feelings. You hurt my feelings. But at the same time, that's cool. It's cool. Life has treated me well.
Right. Nah, I mean, I feel you on that. I think it's interesting. So I got an interesting story. There was an incident that happened. So I played varsity basketball in high school. I originally got cut from the team, but then they had some people who ended up leaving the school, so they had callbacks. I got added to the team on the second go around.
Oh, sweet. What year were you?
09. Came out 09.
Okay, so this your senior year?
Senior year of high school.
Okay.
So there was an incident that happened where we went to a national tournament. Some guys did some things. They got in trouble for it once we got back. And it was me and a couple of my homies who it was like the majority of the team. It was me and a couple of my homies who didn't get in trouble for it, right? So some of those guys had homies that were like, that they had played football with.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So it was this one specific football player that was like, during this like time that had kind of like came after me and kind of like said something to me and was like trying to start something on the strength of like, oh, you must have snitched or blah, 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 because how y'all ain't get in trouble, but these guys got in trouble, blah, 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 blah.
Now, was you in on the shenanigans?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't, yeah. And that's the thing. Like, anyway, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole. This is the point.
So how you going to be mad at me? I ain't even do nothing. And you think I should be in trouble? But you did the shenanigans, though.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Like and that's the thing. It's like you a team, you in a hotel. Like, so we were there, but didn't participate.
Yeah.
So they're trying to figure out how all this like nuanced information got back. What they didn't know is that they told the girls basketball team what they was doing. The word was back in Charlotte before we even got. Anyway, like I said,
I got mad for you just now.
Bro,
I just want to say that out loud.
Again, this is high school, right? Like, so it's like you deal with stuff like this. So anyway, fast forward, right? Get out of college, go to college, get out of college. Remember I told you this, like, remember this one specific football player kind of came up to me in like homeroom, computer lab, whatever, was like trying to start something or whatever, like to the point where the teacher got involved, they had to separate us or whatever.
Yeah.
And so again, fast forward, get through college, start working corporate, bought myself a Beamer, whatever. It's a Sunday morning.
Okay.
It's a Sunday morning, got on suit, tie, whatever, getting ready to go to church, go to Bojangles, pull through the drive-thru, order my food, woo. Guess who's at the window at Bojangles?
Hey, I'm not laughing at Bojangles' misfortune. Listen, if you work at Bojangles, get your money, boo-boo. What we just trying to say is it's just funny how life happens.
It does. And I play, like I said, I don't think my initial nature ain't to be like, yeah, bro, remember, it was just like, what's up, man? Good to see you. Appreciate that. Can I get some extra ketchup?
I was about to say, listen, I knew you was being sincere. I knew you was being sincere, but I was about to say, hey, let me get that extra.
I need some jelly and some ketchup in the bag, bro. Put the fries in the bag.
Oh, but yeah, my gosh.
So it is wild, and you do have those moments.
Yeah,
but like, life does present those moments. But again, like, I'm not the type to throw it back in somebody's face or to have to, you know what I mean? Because I think that just proves another point. And then also too, it's like people got different life circumstances. People was different when they was younger. Like, I have a lot of empathy towards that, especially as it relates to other black people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, bro. So for me, it may not be beef forever. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna forget, but I'm not gonna hold it against you unless you're trying to leverage our relationship for some type of benefit or gain for yourself. That's when I think there's a caveat. And even then, you might get it. You might even get it off once.
Yeah.
But I hope it was worth it.
And I would even say this too, Dave, and me and you, I think I would see us as being level-headed people. I think we can also see the point of at different stages and different levels of our lives, we were different people.
Yeah, 100%.
Like granted, yes, this happened in high school. I'm not even the same person in high school anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've changed, I've grown, all these type of things. So I get it. That wasn't you. I mean, who that was back then isn't you now.
Yeah.
However, there has to be some type of acknowledgement that's what you did. Because if that isn't you, if it isn't you, then you can say, hey, man, that ain't who I am right now. You know what I'm saying? Growth.
That's the other thing too. I think to the point of, again, old girl in that moment on the carpet, to take it back to the original conversation of Michael B. Jordan, or even in general in life, it's like being able to acknowledge like growth, I think might be able to be being able to acknowledge like, dang, I really was like a jerk to people when I was younger. Like if I come across people, like just making amends, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think even if it's, and obviously it's a red carpet environment, so she don't have the time to be like, you know, hey, this happened. Like, you know what I mean? It's on camera, you trying to get your interview, blah, blah, blah. You got to keep it, you trying to keep it moving. Like I understand the pace of that environment.
Yeah.
But I think in general, if we just talking about life and we talking about dealing with people, being able to go to people, like messaging somebody on Facebook and be like, hey, bro, I don't know if you remember, but I remember I said this or did this back in high school or back in undergrad or whatever. That's my bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it bothers you. I don't even know if you remember, but like, that's on me. You know what I'm saying? And I've grown. I just want you to know I've grown past that. Like I've had a few instances like that with people from undergrad. You know what I'm saying? Where and then, even then, like undergrad, I was lit. You know what I'm saying? Like undergrad was like not different. It was way different from high school.
You was S tier.
Oh, bro, undergrad was a wrap. Like from the day me and my boys got on campus, like we was.
Wait, did you go to college with people that you knew in undergrad?
No. Okay. I started over pretty much completely.
Got you.
I had a couple people that I knew from Charlotte that were at Winston, but I started over 100% completely. And I had come to a new recollection. So I was like kill mode. I was like, these 4 years is not about to look like what high school looked like, which high school was like, to your point, like, and it was a very small high school, right? Like we're talking about 50 people in the graduating class.
Yeah.
So there's only so much hierarchy. Like everybody knows who everybody is. But to your point, you know, I'm like 2-sport athlete, average student, 2.6, 2.7 GPA. Like, cool, I'm somewhere in the middle, just trying to get up out of here, right?
Yeah.
But college was like, oh, no, I'm starting over. I'm going to this HBCU. None of these girls know me. None of these people know me.
Yeah.
I was freshman class president, and I was off to the races, bro.
Listen, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I was top A tier in high school. College, top S tier, bro. I was top S tier. But here's the thing about me being S tier in college. I didn't realize it. Oh, you know, humble me. You know, and I'm not even trying to flex that I was trying to be humble. Like I wasn't not humble, naive.
Oh, got you.
Old naive me. Yeah. I'm just being myself. You know what I'm saying? Not even realizing.
When did you realize it?
I'm gonna tell you when I realized it. I know exactly the moment. After football camp, my freshman year, after football camp, we went out. Okay, so for football camp, everybody comes in early, right? For the football team, right? Yeah. So we get there before the college students get there.
Yep.
So the college students then come in, and you know the first month and a half of college, which I didn't know this, the first month and a half of college is just partying.
Yeah.
The first month and a half is just
the semester
partying.
Don't start till, what's that holiday that's right there? It's not Labor Day.
Labor Day, yeah.
It's nothing. The semester don't start till Labor Day.
Yes. Yeah. So after Labor Day, the first month and a half is just straight partying. I remember once, and mind you, you know, I was just around a whole bunch of dudes. Now we're bound women.
Yep.
And so we went to this party, and afterwards we left the party, and we was outside rapping with the homegirls and stuff like that. And my homeboys was with me, you know, whoop-de-whoop, whoop-de-wham. And bro, when them girls started circling around me and I was making them all laugh, I was like,
this is what it feels like.
I'm S tier. Well, I didn't, you know, I ain't saying that.
Right.
I was like, yo, I am S tier.
You know what that reminds me? You remember when Will started taking his relationship with Lisa serious, and he gave Carlton his Chictionary, and it had all the girls in the names. Like, I can feel the power. Yes. And they edited it. He started glowing.
Yes. That's exactly how I felt. I was like, oh, I got y'all. Like and I do remember saying that inside of my mind. I got y'all. But here's the thing. It was like one of those sleeper powers. You know what I'm saying? Because I just realized it, but I don't know how to utilize it.
Yeah.
And as my time at school went on, I was like, some things kept, for lack of better words, falling in my lap. I'm not trying to read into that, whatever you want to read into. But things started like falling in my lap. I was like, and at one point I was like, did I have this power The whole like the strength of the power. Like I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Going back to my anime, if you are blurred, this is gonna be the episode for you. I sometimes look at myself as Gohan in the Dragon Ball Z saga.
Yep.
The thing about Gohan is that he has shown on multiple occasions he's probably the strongest character in the whole thing. Here's the thing. He don't realize it. He don't realize the strength that he has, and he doesn't know how to tap into it, because in order for him to tap into it, he really has to become another person. You know what I'm saying? Because as you see the saga of Dragon Ball play out, Gohan is more of a intellect.
Yeah.
You know, he's a scholar. You know what I'm saying? And he's not really, you know, he don't be boxing like Goku looks for the smoke.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Goku be looking for the smoke. But Gohan be like, hey man, I'm when I look for smoke, I'm not myself no more.
Yeah.
And we saw it when he turned into, when he was in the smoke in the Vegeta saga, he turned into the Great Ape. When he was in the Raditz saga, he accidentally snapped and killed. He didn't kill Raditz, but he did snap and knock Raditz out. We saw in the Cell saga, he powered up and ended up defeating Cell, even though who couldn't beat Cell? Goku couldn't beat Cell, Trunks couldn't beat Cell, Vegeta couldn't beat Cell, but this little kid can?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then he almost had the upper hand on Boo. Now this shows you how nerdy I am.
He getting into a level that I done watched some Toonami in my day, but I hadn't gotten, you know, I got a couple things in my tool belt. You in the level of Dragon Ball that I'm just letting you know. I know. You sailing right here. I was with you, and now you sailing over my head. Just
once again,
but I'm with it. I'm with it though. I know who the characters are.
I ain't gonna hold you,
but you get.
I low-key didn't realize I knew all of that stuff just now. But anyway, I go to say this. It's like just like Gohan, I have the power. I have the ability. For me to tap into it, even back then, for me to have tapped into it was to become something that I wasn't familiar with and I wasn't comfortable with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's the reason why it's like it didn't, and I bless God for that.
Yeah. I
bless God for that, because it would have been some, I don't know where life would be if it was.
Hey, that's real, bro. That's real. I leaned into a couple things when I was in college, and, you know, they just say, we're thankful for God's grace.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
He was with me all the way through.
I'm gonna let you have the last word. Anything else you want to say on the whole topic?
Nah, man. I think just, again, taking care of people, and even then, it's taking accountability. You know what I'm saying? Living it. If I did anything or said anything in undergrad, bro, you seen this and you like, you wasn't let me know.
Yes.
Again, there are moments that I probably. Again, me and my homies just out here living life, feeling like we on top of the world, doing whatever, saying whatever. Like, if I have offended you in any way, in any form, shape or fashion, even on the creative scene in Charlotte or whatever, please come to me, and let me know, because that's not my intention as a person. That's not how I operate in the world. And again, you can't. I mean, obviously, you can't please everybody, right? So that's not what I'm saying. Yeah. But I'm saying there's something where you like genuinely are holding a grudge, or if I said something or did something to offend you, I'm willing to take ownership unless, you know, there's a legit like conversation that needs to be had. But I'm pretty sure there are instances where I've offended people, and, you know, unknowingly, and for being me or for whatever. And I can take ownership of that, and we can have a conversation about it, and we can.
Dab it up.
We can dab it up and be cool.
And I said you was gonna have the last word, but I'm not, because you said something. You said something that triggered me. You're exactly right, and that's the reason why I can't be too. It's not be forever for me with the bullies, because what you just said, I could have offended somebody and didn't even realize it. Like, the bullies don't know that they're bullies.
I think they know sometimes, but that's another.
Okay. Some bullies may know that they're bullies, but let's say, for instance, somebody thought you was a bully in college because you said a throwaway line that meant nothing to you, but it meant everything to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure.
And so, and for the case, I ain't gonna hold you. I have villainized people because they may have used a throwaway line, and it has made me feel some type of way.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I can't be mad at some people that I would classify as bullies, because there have been times when people are B tier, C tier, and they see me as a S tier, and I could have easily said a throwaway line that meant nothing to me, but it meant everything to you. Like, it was somebody came to me once and was like, "Hey bro, you said this joint one time to me and it made me feel some type of way." I said, "Bro, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't even remember that, and I ain't gonna hold you. Please don't feel bad. I don't really remember you like that." You know what I'm saying? So I am so sorry, because that's not who I am. And that's the reason why I jumped on that, because when you said, "Hey, when I was in undergrad, if I said something that offended you, my bad," because very easily, if you are S tier and someone doesn't even see themselves as an A or B tier, you could have said a throwaway line and it could have ruined their life.
The reason why I feel slightly differently about that is because even with the state of how things were in college, and knowing that we had certain like social clout or whatever it is, I still had people that was like hating for real.
Yeah.
And that's that's why when you was like trying to like, cats that was just trying to bully on top of like, just because they just didn't like the aura. Like they was just like, who do these dudes think they are, bro? Like, who they, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you like what? And just like saying whatever, doing whatever, trying to undermine like the legit work. Because that was the other thing too, is that we wasn't, cocky or arrogant or whatever for the sake of, or confident for the sake of just doing it. It was like we were legit doing things on campus. We were legit making moves. We were legit representing our class and showing up and, cool with the faculty, cool with the staff, cool. Like, we was legit cool with a lot of people and doing a lot of good work. So if you coming at me now, it's just salt. It's just hate. You just throwing salt. You just throwing salt on the game just because, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why I kind of jumped on that. We was like, bullies don't know they bullies. It's like, you got people that's like, they'll try and bully you even when you at the height of your game and you actually are doing things.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? The right way. That's been more so my experience. It's been less of like picking. I've rarely been picked on for the sake of just being picked on. Middle school, maybe a little bit. High school, not really. Cause like I said, I was, again, it's a small school or whatever. So, I mean, there wasn't really too much of a social hierarchy, but like in that, I was in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Not the most popular person in the world, but I'm in the mix. So it's just like people, I've never been like just straight up like bullied to the point where it's like it's always been some kind of context where somebody trying to like, so that's why I'm kind of like, people be knowing, from my experience, it's always been like people be knowing what they doing more likely than not. Yeah. But there are, again, I also recognize that there are instances where people perceive you a certain way, you say or do something that can turn them off or offend them. Yeah. And that's not your intent. And that's the stuff that I want to acknowledge. If anything has come off of, my name is in the world, I'm more than happy at the great age of 34, about to be 35 this summer, to accept it and move on.
I've said this multiple times. We are in our own stories. We are our own superheroes. But in somebody else's book,
you might be the villain.
And don't even know.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even know. Hey, listen, man. This has been a great podcast.
This is dope.
This has been a great podcast.
Covered a lot. It's good to be back.
It is good
back
to
in
be
the cage.
Back. That's the reason why I was like, bro, we got to be here.
Yeah.
I don't care. We got to be here. Yeah. Yes, I do have a 20-page paper due on Monday. Have I started on it? Hey, let's not talk about that part. But we need to be in here today. And so that's the reason why I'm
And shout out to Lace. He didn't get to make the trip this go around, but do want to give him a shout out. I want to acknowledge that he just won't hear. We didn't say nothing about him at the beginning.
We did not,
because we was trying to get in because we knew Melvin was gonna leave. But
yeah,
shout out to Lace, man.
Shout out to my boy Lace. Shout out to my boy Mel. It's been a pleasure having you all with us here today on the Manly D's podcast. It's your boy Troy. Also want to acknowledge this. Our boy Raj in the building.
Raj, appreciate you,
on
bro.
On the ones and twos. It's your boy Troy. Your boy Roger. Dave has wings. It's the Manly D's podcast. We out.